PumpFun has just changed absolutely everything about its platform and the way we trade meme coins in general. Are these good changes? Are they bad? That's what we're going to try and decipher in this video. But to start with, we have to look at what exactly they have announced. The platform tweeted yesterday that they have implemented a brand new DEX called PumpSwap. Now this means that when all coins complete their bonding curve, they go straight to PumpSwap as opposed to Radium. So if you're still struggling with what that means, Radium was its own liquidity pool and they would inject liquidity into every PumpFun coin made. It is now all directly owned by PumpFun, which for them... But that's not the only thing they've changed. One of the biggest shifts we've seen is that there are now instant migrations, which means that as soon as a coin graduates from PumpFun, there's no 10 to 15 minute wait time for the coin to hit Radium. It just automatically continues on its path through the PumpSwap platform. I don't know how I feel about this. For me, one of the best bits about trading meme coins was when you would invest in a coin, you'd graduate, and then you've got like 5-10 minutes of waiting and you're anxious and excited and you don't know if that coin is going to fly to 200k or fall flat on its ass and drop to 20k within a matter of seconds. The positives of it are obviously that it limits sniper action. Like, you can no longer have a flurry of snipers lined up to poach a token as soon as it graduates from PumpFun and then see it fly up and get bundled and all the rest of it. Snipers now have to be a little bit more aware and a little bit more savvy with how they ape, which should, in theory, make this a fairer playing field. The counter to that, though, is that weirdly on PumpFun, there were almost levels of where coins would reach. From 5k to 10k is the Jeep Fest, but you can make a 2x if you're lucky. Then you go up to King of the Hill at around 20 to 30k, and then onwards to Radium, which was, depending on the price of Solana, around 50 to 70k. That gave people a target to aim for, and it was always a thing of push it to Radium or push it to King of the Hill. And now if it just doesn't have a migration process and it happens instantly, it makes me wonder, like, how is that going to impact trading? Are we going to see coins have lower ceilings? There's no end goal on PumpFun. You just ape a coin and you see how high you can take it and that's it. Which does kind of suck because, again, like, part of the push of getting it to Radium and seeing it teeter around that 45 to 50k range was so fun. And now that that's not there, I just wonder if people are going to cheat at 30k, 40k far more frequently, knowing that there is going to be no safe blanket to take them to that next level. And the other thing, obviously, is that Radium was a pool that was traded on everything, and it opened it up to people that weren't trading on PumpFun. So the idea of a coin graduating from PumpFun was like it was getting promoted from the Championship to the Premier League. That there is now just a sea of more money. There are a sea of more investors potentially waiting to grab a coin that they deem a little bit safer because it has backing, it has following, it's graduated from the PumpFun chaos, and now might be a better opportunity for them. If there's no migration and it's just all staying on PumpSwap, that might well hinder that push that you would get when a coin migrates. Whether they see it as 60k or 20k doesn't matter because it is all on the same pool, and I feel like that's going to play some kind of role in the success of future coins. Now, one of the big important things to note is that this is all already implemented on AXIOM, on PHOTON, on BullX, and all of your major trading platforms. So this is a good time to actually mention that AXIOM have just brought in a huge new update recently where you can now customize the Twitter tracker for free. So you don't have to pay for a Discord server, you haven't got to pay for a Twitter tracker. As long as you use AXIOM, you can customize your tracker for free. And it shows you a lot more information about the coins, including recent tweets and similar coins that have been made. So you can very easily decide on one page if this is unique or if it's been done before. Absolutely game-changing from AXIOM, and if you want to sign up, there is a link in the description below where you can get 10% off of already incredibly low trading fees and enjoy what is just the fastest and, in my opinion, the most complete trading DEX on the market. Now, they do note a few more changes, with one of them being more liquidity and another being some creator revenue sharing that's coming soon, and the idea of that being that it will support devs and incentivize them to not cheat their coins and actually build a community. Which I do like. I think that is really important, but I feel like so many coins nowadays are CTOs, it's rare to find one owned by a dev that doesn't sell, and there is still such a stigma about a dev holding his bag past like 20k. People just will not touch it if the dev's still in. So it's great that rewarding devs for holding and creating that revenue sharing system is implemented. But again, I don't know how positive that's going to impact the space. They also mentioned under the tweet that you can now create your own liquidity pool for free and add to existing liquidity pools, as well as trading all PumpSwap tokens. So that in itself is pretty cool. It does give a little bit more flexibility to devs, maybe with a little bit more money, who want to mess around with liquidity pools. And one of the ways you can make money on meme coins that not many people talk about is by injecting funds into a liquidity pool and just making money off the fees that get traded through it. Like, I know a few people that do this, and it is largely a safer way to get in on those higher tier coins of like $1 million plus market cap, where you can just benefit either way the coin moves. Now, if you do plan on using PumpSwap, they have announced that you can trade a variety of big tokens from their verified partners. Tron is included. Now, that is huge for me. There was a wave earlier last year. In fact, my first ever video was discussing how Tron might just change meme coins. It might just give PumpFun a little bit of competition. And some pump didn't exactly go the way as intended, but now you can get Tron coins on PumpFun. That adds a lot more versatility to the platform, and it's going to make it this home of meme coins across multiple chains now in an ideal world. And that's huge. Whether or not we'll see something like Binance adopt PumpFun, I don't know, just purely because they seem to be getting a lot of volume at the minute anyway. And then you've also got to bear in mind that Radium are apparently launching their own meme coin platform. I don't know how well that's going to compete with PumpFun when they've just swallowed up even more market share than they already had. I feel like if you're trading meme coins and you're not on PumpFun, you just are missing out on A, lot of volume, and B, where most of the big runners come from. And one interesting thing we can theorize here is whether or not this will lead to a potential airdrop. Now, PumpFun have notably been very stingy in this area, and when you look at things like Jupiter giving 2 airdrops over the last calendar year, Meteora and Lion 1UP, we saw the Pudgy Penguins airdrop not long before that, it makes you wonder whether PumpFun would consider airdropping its users. Now, with its own DEX, I think that's far more likely. There is still no native token to PumpFun to airdrop, but if you're making this all-in-one environment where you can have a DEX, you can have your meme coins, there are different chains, like we're getting closer and closer to a point where that token wouldn't be necessary, but would certainly be optimal. And if it is, all I'm saying is the PumpFun airdrop would generationally change the trenches, and it might even give some of us a chance to make some of the money back we've lost. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this is a step in the right direction to finally getting that PumpFun stimmy. But overall, I would love to know what you guys think of this move. I think it's really interesting. There are some pros and cons. Again, I think the migration thing is a little bit concerning, but it's early days. We've got to see how it pans out. The revenue creator sharing is certainly promising, and the fact that you can trade things like Tron and Pudgy Penguins on PumpSwap is encouraging for the future, especially if they can use that as leverage to nail down some of these other partnerships. Like if you can get Binance on PumpSwap, this thing is going to go ballistic. And I'm all here for it. I think PumpFun needed to do something like this. There have been so many innovators in this space over the last 6 months, with AXIOM certainly being one of them. They had to do something just to re-up the game, just to reset the playing field and say we're not going anywhere. Even when volume is dry, we're still innovating. And for that, I kind of commend them. But let me know what your thoughts are about all of this in the comments section below, how you feel about these changes. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to check out yesterday's one where I go over some fascinating research papers by banks on meme coins. There is legitimate Goldman Sachs research on meme coins. It was just hilarious to read. So if you want to check that out, there will be a link on screen. But until next time, I'll see you in the trenches.